Well, there are fears a 13th interest rate rise from the Reserve Bank could plunge the economy into a recession. The RBA board will meet again tomorrow after raising rates from 0.1 to 4.1% since May last year. Let's bring in Peter Switzer now, founder of the Switzer Report. This time of the month always seems to roll around really quickly. We're talking about a potential rate rise again, Pete. What do you think? What do you think they're going to do? Shane Oliver says that a rate rise could lead us to recession. Are you of that mind?
Yeah, Pete, I've been saying for quite some time, I think probably the last two rate rises were probably unnecessary. But they're clearly worried about inflation being sticky and hanging around for too long. It was good to see a good number last week, that inflation number of 0.8% for the March quarter. Now, if you annualise that and multiply it by 4, you only get 3.2%. And to me, that's the inflation that we're currently living with. Well, in actual fact, we're now in July. So that was April, May, June inflation. And when you look at the fact that the data is indicating, like retail was down 0.8% on Friday for the June month. So all this is sort of adding up to a good reason for the Reserve Bank not to raise. And by the way, I'm an economist. I'm qualified to guess what they should do. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know what they're going to do when they get together. But one thing I will make a point of, they make a decision at 2:30, Pete, but there's three lots of data that comes out before, which is going to be good for them to see. You've got house prices, you've got lending data, and you've also got building approvals. So there's a good chance that they would think, let's pause again. If we need to go again next month, we can. The pause makes a lot of sense. And by the way, the bond market is saying there's a 24% chance of a rate rise. So that means 76% chance of no rise, in fact, a pause. Fingers crossed.
I'm inclined to think it'll be a pause again. But if they do rise, then you'd have to think that would be the last one.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. That inflation result was a good one. Sure, that the number seems high, 7% drops to 6%, which was a bigger drop than expected. But I make the point, in the US, they tend to annualize numbers. We tend to add up the 4 quarters in a row. And a lot of that 6% inflation was last year or in the beginning of this year. So I think we're more in a situation where we could keep our fingers crossed that the economy is heading in the right direction. The only worry is services inflation. And there you can blame old people. Young people like you are cutting back because mortgages are killing you. But older people who haven't got mortgages are out there, going, flying everywhere, getting services on themselves. They're the ones probably keeping inflation a little bit high.
Thanks for calling me young. So are you, Peter Switzer. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.